All right, let's talk about one of the most absolutely chaotic finishes of the Premier League season. I'm talking about Arsenal's 2-1 win over Wolves. I mean, this match had it all, right? You had frustration, some really bizarre luck, late heartbreak, and then just total pandemonium at the very end. So let's get into it and break down how a game that was supposed to be a simple, easy win turned into this unforgettable nail-biter.
Yeah, this quote from the official match report, it just says it all, doesn't it? We escaped. And that's the word, right there, escaped. This wasn't some tactical masterclass. It wasn't a dominant, beautiful performance. No, it was a pure, chaotic escape, just fueled by raw emotion, a whole lot of luck, and that insane last-second drama.
So, let's start at the beginning, the first half. And this whole period was really defined by this huge expectation from the home crowd, an expectation that, well, it very quickly turned into some serious frustration.
And look, to really get why everyone was so frustrated, you got to understand the context. This table here lays it out perfectly. You've got Arsenal sitting pretty at first place against Wolves, who were dead last at 20th. I mean, on paper, this should have been a total walkover for Arsenal. The stage was set for just a routine, easy home win. But, football, it just rarely follows the script, does it? So even though Arsenal was dominating the ball, they just couldn't seem to find a way through. They couldn't crack the code. And Gabriel Martinelli, wow, he was kind of the poster boy for this frustration. He had 3 really decent chances, a header that went off target, a shot that got blocked, and then another one he just poked wide. And you could just feel the tension building in the stadium with every single one of those missed chances.
And then you get to this number. And honestly, this one stat says it all. 0. A big fat 0. That's how many shots on target Arsenal had in the entire first half. Think about that. All that possession, all that pressure, and they had absolutely nothing to show for it. It's a shocking statistic, really. And it just perfectly captured that anxious, tense mood inside the stadium as they went in for halftime.
Okay, so we're into the second half. The pressure is seriously mounting, and you can tell the home fans are just desperate for something, anything to happen, a breakthrough. And you know what? A goal was definitely coming, just not in the way anyone could have possibly expected.
So right after the break, Arsenal came out with a totally renewed sense of purpose. They started creating more chances, and this time, they were actually hitting the target. Declan Rice had a couple of good cracks at it that made the Wolves keeper, Sam Johnstone, really work. You could just feel it in the air. A goal was coming. The only question was, how was it going to happen?
And then, it happened. The 70th minute. The breakthrough, finally. After more than an hour of just knocking and knocking on the door, all those missed chances, all that tension building up, the deadlock was finally broken. And the whole stadium just let out this massive collective sigh of relief.
But here's the crazy part. The goal. It was just unbelievably lucky. I mean, look at this sequence of events. You almost can't make it up. Saka whips in what they called a devilish corner. The ball curls past everybody, smacks the inside of the far post, bounces off the back of the goalkeeper's head, and then just rolls over the line. It was a moment of pure, just ridiculous good fortune for Arsenal.
So, okay, it's 1-0. You think, all right, story's over, they got their goal. But no, this is where the game just completely exploded. The last few minutes, they were nothing short of pure, absolute chaos.
It all kicks off in the 89th minute, right? The game's winding down, Arsenal are just trying to see it out, lock down the win, and then Wolves launch one last desperate attack.
And they get it. They find their goal. A cross comes in, Tulo Erikodare gets his head on it, and the ball just loops over the keeper and into the back of the net. Just like that, it's 1-1. The Emirates is just stunned. Total silence. You can feel it. It's a devastating blow. 2 points just thrown away right at the death.
But hold on. The drama was not over. Not even close. We're deep into stoppage time now, the 94th minute, and this crazy match had one final, unbelievable twist left to deliver.
Saka sends another dangerous ball into the box. Gabriel Jesus is there, lurking, but under pressure from him, the Wolves defender Yersin Mosquera, he gets the final touch, and he diverts it right past his own keeper. It's a second own goal of the night. The place just erupts. Absolute pandemonium.
And man, this quote just nails that feeling, doesn't it? To send Emirates Stadium wild? I mean, think about it. Just minutes earlier, they were in the depths of despair, and now the stadium just explodes in this euphoric celebration. For a team that had been on the wrong end of some late heartbreak themselves recently, this was just a huge cathartic release of emotion.
So,
Okay, let's step back from the pure drama for a second. What did this crazy win actually mean? Why were those 2 extra points, snatched in the 94th minute, so incredibly important for the title race?
Well, this right here shows you the 2 completely different realities. On one hand, a 1-1 draw. That would have felt like a loss, right? It would have shrunk Arsenal's lead, opened the door for their rivals. But that last-second winner, it just completely flipped the script. It took what was about to be a disaster and turned it into a massive, massive statement in the title race.
And here's the bottom line. The result of all that chaos, that lucky, dramatic, last-gasp win, put Arsenal a commanding 5 points clear at the top of the table. This wasn't just another win, not just another 3 points. No, this victory had the feel of a moment that could potentially define their entire season.
Which really leaves us with this one big question, doesn't it? Was this whole thing just a lucky escape, built on 2 really bizarre own goals? Or was it something more? You know, is finding a way to win, even when you are nowhere near your best, is that the true mark of a champion? It's a fascinating question, and one this incredible match leaves us to think about.